Can we talk a little bit about exclusives, by the way? Because this has totally been in the conversation here lately. So I love PlayStation because their PlayStation exclusives are so good. The ones that are like, you know, Horizon Zero Dawn, Uncharted. I love Uncharted. I'm looking at my game collection right now. The Last of Us 1 and 2. Let's see, what else do I have? I know I'm missing a big one. Days Gone. Like, there's so many PlayStation exclusives. Oh, the Spider-Man and Miles Morales. They're just so good. So something about the whole Xbox acquisition of Activision got me thinking a little bit about exclusives and the way that they should do it going forward. I think Xbox should say, okay, you know, something like Call of Duty is going to be on all consoles. It's in their best interest because crossplay is a thing now. Like it or not, crossplay is huge, especially between the consoles. It helps your player base. It's instant sales. There's no reason why you wouldn't, because you're only going to cut off player base. So I really think what Microsoft should do, the move they should make that would put Sony's feet to the fire is say, no, our games are going to be cross-platform. We're going to develop our games we're already doing it for PC. We're already doing it for Xbox. We are going to develop games for PlayStation still. But the catch here is if you play them on Xbox and you pay for Game Pass, you get it for free. Everybody else, if you want to play it on PlayStation, you're paying $70. I think that would be the best move they could possibly make right now, because it would you'd still want to move consoles, obviously, right? But Game Pass, I think, is where they're going to make their money in the coming years, because Game Pass is getting wild. I just realized I put my battery packs back in here. Hang on. Game Pass is getting insane. So, okay, we got them now. So I think if you were to say, no, we're totally going to be cross-platform, it's just, you know, their Game Pass is not going to be available on PlayStation. So for somebody like me who's always had a PlayStation, well, not always, I had an Xbox for a while, but who has loved PlayStation for probably going on 8 or 9 years now, that would give me a reason, honestly, to consider for my next console to purchase an Xbox. And then PlayStation could do the exact same thing. Could say, okay, all of our PlayStation exclusives, we're also going to launch on every console. However, if you would like to get those for much cheaper than what you normally would, come pay for PlayStation Plus or whatever you want to call it, PlayStation Game Pass. And so then as a gamer, I get to pick any console I want. And then I can support, if I'm on PlayStation, but I like Halo, I could go buy Halo, just Halo. Yeah, it might cost me $70 because, you know, that's what games are starting to cost now, brand new. $70, I pay for it. And then I get to play it on my PlayStation, and that's it. But then if down the line my PlayStation breaks, and then I'm looking at like getting a new console, and maybe I purchase Game Pass for the PC element, then I might start thinking like, well, do I need a PlayStation? But yet I'll still then play the PlayStation. I'll still give PlayStation some of my money because there's no way I'm not playing Horizon Forbidden West, right? I think there's so much more money to be made in cooperation with these companies. And then everybody's happy. Everybody gets to pick the console they think is coolest. Everybody gets to pick the one that they think looks better than the other, or the one that looks less like a refrigerator, or the one that looks less like a Wi-Fi router, and everybody's happy. It makes sense to me, especially in this world of post Game Pass world that we're in, where Game Pass is just wildly popular, and I get it. Like, I understand it. For me right now, I think I'm in the best possible spot. I have a PlayStation and I have a PC. that can handle most games. So for me, I was able to play Halo because I have a PlayStation. So I'm happy with where I'm at, but I could see people on the Xbox side feeling a little bit left out because they don't get to play some of these PlayStation exclusives, right? When have large corporations done things that just make sense? Yeah, true. I mean, and so there is usually a lot of stuff that the general public doesn't understand about profit margins and what is actually more profitable for a company than not. So I'm sure there's some math to be done there. But I think if PlayStation were to release a service like Game Pass, which I guess PlayStation Now is kind of like that, but I don't know if it's to the extent that Game Pass is. But if they were to release something like Game Pass, and then say, yeah, we're going to release our games on other platforms, but if you want to get it for free, then you need to have a PlayStation to get to have that. I think it makes a lot of sense. It's not anywhere near Game Pass. I don't think so either. I don't have it. I don't have a need for it, but I also still collect digital. I still collect physical games. For most of the games that I have for PlayStation that I really loved, I have an actual physical copy for that, because it just I don't know, there's something about it that I really like. And it's not many. It's about a shelf about this big. So it's not many, but the money's out there to be made. I think PlayStation needs to admit that Xbox has a better value. They need to basically copy it. Just copy it. Just do the same thing, and then make the games multi-platform. Just do it. Exclusives you'll get for free by signing up for this service, but then everything else can get released on any other platform. You just have to pay for it. I'm more than happy to pay for games that I like. I'm more than happy to support developers and games that were a lot of passion and love were put into, which I see a lot from Sony. I see a lot of PlayStation exclusives that just feel like the development team was really passionate about what they're doing, and they created really good games. And it's a shame to me that because someone never was able to purchase a PlayStation, it feels like a shame to me that they'll never be able to experience some of those games. That's like if Horizon had never come to PC, Charles would never have gotten to play with it. And now yeah, he's about to finish the first one and is just now finding out that the sequel is only on PlayStation. That makes me sad, like I want him to be able to experience it at the same time as me. And I'm sure he would probably say this as much as I would. I don't want to assume your finances, but you'd probably pay for it too, right? Like if it came out on your console or PC of choice, you would probably pay for it. I think that's just where we're at as gamers. It's like just give us the availability to play it where we want, and we'll give you money. The money's there. Take it. Please take my money. Absolutely, full price. There you go. Charles Cheeserton III. You can have his $70. The 70 we might not be so happy about, but hey, we're willing to pay it. Go take this up to your people, PlayStation, and just show that they'd be willing to pay. I would actually be willing to pay full price on PC for it, because I would like to stream it, but I don't want to have to hook up my PlayStation. It's such a pain. It's such a pain to do that. And I could stream it from the PlayStation, but yeah. We're here. We're ready to give you our money. Just take it. We ended up paying to have both consoles just so we could play any of the games we wanted. Yeah. And realistically, not everybody's able to do that. Maybe they'll drop $60-$70 on a game they really want to play, but maybe it's not worth it to drop that on. Like, okay, so if you're a Spider-Man fan and you wanted to play the Spider-Man games, which by the way are fantastic games, I would feel really bad for you if you then had to feel like you had to go buy a PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5, which are hard to get, in order to play that. That makes me feel really bad, because it's like, if that's the only thing, if you like, I've lived my entire life without having to think about buying a PlayStation. I don't care about The Last of Us. I don't care about Uncharted. I don't care about Days Gone. I didn't even really care about Horizon, like whatever. But then your dude, Spider-Man drops on PlayStation, and you're just like, well, shoot. And if you're in a spot where you can't drop $400 to $500 on a console, I kind of get it. That light is really bright. I need to fix that. I'll fix that later. But yeah, I totally get it. Like, I would feel so if a Star Wars game dropped exclusively on PlayStation or exclusively on Xbox or something, and I didn't have one, I would feel really upset about that. I think we're just done. I think as a collective, we're all just done with exclusives. And I think everyone's ready to just say, just make the thing where I can play it and I'll give you my money. That's it. Like, I'll pay for Game Pass. I'll pay for a subscription. We're all paying subscriptions for everything anyway. Just do it.